Welcome. This is Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme, and I am Leona Dooley. I am welcoming you to the summer edition. Can't you just see that sun? Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. And as I said, this is the summer edition of Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme in the kitchen. Now, I started out here because I wanted you to just get a touch and a breath of the warmth. And I wanted you to know that at this house and in this kitchen, you are welcome. This is where we work hard, we love God and family, and we know that everything else is just gravy. So, if you're interested in good food, you're interested in seeing the beautiful things that can happen in a kitchen besides just cooking, then subscribe and press that little like button and notification before you finish up the video this week. So I'm looking forward to seeing you, looking forward to you spending the summer with me. Come, be welcome, and know that here you are loved. I'm going to do a little something different with my table. And you know, I love spray-away. And I'm going to spray a little bit on the towel. And I'm going to get this table nice and clean so that we can do something very nice and very summery for the table. Because after all, we eat at the table and we want the table to be inviting for our family. We want that table to say, hey guys, I knew you were coming, and I want the meal to be good, and I also want it to look very nice. So that should we have guests, which we do very often, then I can invite them in and everything is ready to go. So, sorry, excuse my back, but I'm going to put down a runner. And you know, most of the time it's just hubby and I, but not always. Tonight, yes. So I'm going to assume that it's just going to be my husband and I. I'm going to put down my runner. My runner, isn't it beautiful? It just screams summer. Now, in the center of this runner, I'm going to add flowers. And I put a little Dollar Tree tin of flowers together. You've seen those. I had those ready the other day. There they are. And I think I'll angle them somewhat like that so that those are ready. And I'm going to add mats to each end. And you notice that I'm going with red. Now, I'm looking at that because I think the pink between the pink, you can't have pink without red, and the actual flowers that are in the basket, I think this will work just perfectly. So we have our mats down. We'll make sure I got, yep, he looks the same. I must have washed him a little more. He's probably newer. So that's why it looks a little darker. But I'm going to put down a silver charger because I have a silver pan for my flowers. There's our silver. There we go. And I want, I'm going to have green napkins. I have a napkin. My napkins are there. And I couldn't decide if I wanted the lighter green or the darker green, but we'll play with that. So, hold on one second. Once I got those darker green napkins ironed, they're going to work. So I am going to get the plates that we're going to use. And I think tonight I'm going to go very neutral. I have some neutral plates. Don't be surprised if these plates may change along the way, but I kind of like the khaki color. And we have a salad, so I'm going to need a salad plate. And I love these because they're also going to work. There they are. They're going to be right there. And wow, they're going to pick up that napkin perfectly. So I'm going to fold the napkin. It's going to stand right there. We got it folded. Put it there. Fold it in half. Fold it in half again. And then fold it in half one more time. And you end up with a little tiny triangle. And we're going to take that little triangle and he's going to stand right here on the plate perfectly. And I think that will, I like that much better than the light green. Light green didn't work today. Now that's not going to say that it may not work another day, but today it's not working for me. So I'm going to put those off to the side. Well, what do you think? I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to bring you in just a little closer so you can see what we've done. And all right, we need silverware and glassware, so I'll get that. Okay, let's put the silverware down. I'll start here. I've got my knife and spoon, fork, same over here, a knife, spoon, and fork. All right, now we probably won't have wine, but I'm thinking we may need a little bowl, and I just thought about that. So I'm going to get a bowl, and I think in fact I'll put a salad in the bowl. So I'm going to go with a clear bowl. Well, here's a close-up view of the table. So you can see it. And there's the place setting. What I ended up doing was putting the napkin inside of the salad bowl. And that seemed to have worked out just perfectly. So that's where that's going to go. Oops, sorry. And we are good to go. So there's our table. You can see in the background I have the wreath that is normally on the wall, but the hook decided to fall, so I'm going to have to find a new hook for that. But I am very pleased with this table and how it turned out. So soon dinner will be served. Onion, yes, the last 5 minutes I'll put the tomatoes in there. But for now, I'm going to put the chicken. I think I'm going to leave the top off and see how that does. See the oven's pretty hot. And if they look like they're going to get really, really dark, then I will add the top. But for right now, I'm placing the chicken thighs. Let me turn that stove off. Placing the chicken thighs into the oven with the potatoes and onions. The tomatoes we're going to hold on to because we don't want those overcooked. So you can see they're sitting there, and we're just going to hold on to that. Okay? All right, I'll bring you back in a bit. Are you ready to see what's going to come out of this oven? Let's look at those tomatoes and see how great they are. Ooh, they're nice and hot and soft. There's little juice, as you can see down in the bottom of the pan. Oh, that's going to be so good. And those chicken thighs are going to be perfect. So, let me cut the oven off. And I'm going to put the top over this so that will have a chance to sit for just a few minutes because I don't want to burn my mouth. I don't know about you, but I certainly don't. And I'm going to get Papa ready to sit down to the table. All right, there she is. And there's our chicken thighs, our tomatoes, our potatoes, and I'm going to grab my fork. What I had to do, because there was so much sun at this table, that I had to come over to Papa's side. And I'm going to, those potatoes cut perfectly. I'm going to cut some of the tomato. Look how juicy that is. I'm sure that added a lot to the juiciness of our chicken thigh. I'll take a cut out of that as well, because I want a little bit of everything on my bite. So, there's my fork, my potato, some of my tomato, and the chicken thigh. See, everything's falling off the bone. Oh my goodness. This is so fresh. The potatoes and particularly the Campari tomatoes just give the dish a certain freshness that you just can't buy anywhere else. So guys, this is scalding hot, but you know what? That's the way I like it. So I'm going to give it a blow, and I'll see you tomorrow in the kitchen. It is so good. Yum, yum. 2 thumbs up. Okay, a little butter in there. Put it on the burgers. And it's time for a little seasoning. So my fingers are going to get a little messy. I'll kind of shake a little bit out. Kind of spread it over the hamburgers. And I'll do the other side when it's time. So we've still got seasoning in there from last night. Remember, I used a teaspoon of red pepper, a teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of salt and pepper, and a teaspoon of garlic powder. All in there. Now, I'm going to do a little flipping here for the corn. But you know it's on the hot side, the hot side. Hamburgers on the hot side. I'm going to take some of this stuff into the house, and from there, we're going to continue to cook. I'll bring you back. Well, while I was gone, the wind took you for a little ride and flipped you over. And but we're back, and hopefully we're going to be able to stay right here and not go anywhere, because the way this wind is blowing, I can't guarantee that. But anyway, in the meantime, I have, I believe, everything I'm going to need. I'm going to open this up, take a look at what we got going on. And if you can see if I can bring you down a little more. See the hamburgers and the corn. The hamburgers are cooking away. The corn is also cooking. I'm going to have to do this with kind of play with this. That was my last little brush. So I'm going to spread some butter over the corn with my spatula. I know, you got to do the hard way, but you do what you got to do. Alright, so the corn's still on the hot, that's still on the hot side. Hamburgers are still on the hot side. I'm going to give them a flip. Pressing on them because I want them to be nice and juicy. Now what I am going to do is that I'm going to sprinkle more seasoning on the opposite side of the hamburgers. Each one. Oh, it smells good. This seasoning mix really does do a good job. It's not too salty, but it is very flavorful. When I see that the big guy does not even need to add any salt, and he is a definite salt eater, then you know you've got the perfect mix. I'm going to take this and kind of flip some of that seasoning over. Alright, I'm going to close this baby up, and I'll bring you back. Okay, guys, I've got cheese here, and I'm going to open them up. Woo! Yeah, they're ready. I'm going to put slices of cheese, move everything over to move the corn side up. And the hamburgers, I think, are ready. All the corn's finishing up, it's a little thicker. Oh, that's what I want. That's what I want. I see the grill. Oh, yeah. I'm going to open the grill up. I have you tied onto the side because, like I said, I lost my camera. The whole thing, the whole stand was blowing over. So I'm going to take in a little closer. And there we go. Perfect, perfect. So you can see where we are. And with our cooking. So there's our burgers. And they're bubbling away. I turned them up just a little bit. Because I feel like I was doing my mom a little slower than I really do. I'm going to dip it back over and start to get my color. Ooh, it's still blowing. All right, tonight's dinner is going to be a shrimp dish, and this dish is going to take about 15 minutes, if that. Stop on, 5 more minutes. All right, guys, are you ready to see our tonight's dinner? Does that not look wonderful? Bubbling. Oh yeah. Now, I'm going to plate this up and call the boss. Have a great dinner, because dinner for us is served. Well, the apron is on. And you know what that means. This girl is in the kitchen. Now, today, we are preparing I'm using a beef roast, a chuck roast. And I'm going to make sliders. And actually, this is a take off of the Mississippi roast. The only difference is that I'm going to put them into sliders. And also, instead of using the little pepperoncinis, the jar of pepperoncinis, I used Kroger's hot and sweet pickles in place of those. And so I can't wait. The smell in here is divine. They have been going now for several hours, and by the time dinner comes this afternoon, we should have a delicious, delicious batch of beef ready for those sliders. Now, one thing that I wanted to make sure that before I close out this week, and we are coming to a very quick end to this week, is that I appreciate your faithfulness and your patience while I traveled and while we went to a new location. I really appreciate that. I appreciate each of you who subscribe and who watch faithfully each week. And if not each week, as often as you can. Let's face it, we have lives to live. And so I'm going to be doing a few things that are just fun to do in the kitchen. And I want to take you with me. So come back next week, because we're going to have a great time in the kitchen of Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme, where we work hard and we love God and family, and we know that everything else is just gravy. I'll see you next week.